Hey everybody, thanks for joining me back here in the Xbox basement. Question for you today. Is Microsoft Xbox going backward? And there's actually two reasons that I bring this up, both in positive ways. So you may have seen this if you get on your console or your PC, because Xbox is actually now giving you the ability to play your games offline. I got this pop-up on my PC recently and it's saying, do you want to play games offline on this device? So you can actually set up one device to actually play your games completely offline without any type of internet connection at all. And just like making a home Xbox, it gives you an option to do this 3 more times for any device that would support offline play. Now I know what you're thinking about the going backward thing. Yes, this is kind of like going backward in the day when you would just put in a game or put in your computer game and you would just have the ability to play it. You didn't need any type of internet connection. And you know, it's funny. My wife actually asked me the other day, hey, what happens when you try to play these games and there's no internet connection? Well, of course, simply put, you cannot play the game. I personally am not going to authorize my PC for this. And here's the second point of going backward that I wanted to bring up. Recently, the game Goat Simulator 3 has become installable on your last gen consoles. Now, for the longest time, this was only available on your current series, either S or X, and could be cloud streamed to an older console like your Xbox One or the Xbox One X. I had a friend who played this game for a long time just cloud streaming on his Xbox One X. And he sent me a message one day saying, hey, I'm able to actually install this game on my One X now. So this is actually what Microsoft has done. They've gone to people like Ubisoft and said, hey, there is still a wide enough player base that we want to see some of your popular software still installable for our last gen console. And the Xbox One X came out in 2017. And to think that Microsoft is still supporting this console 15 years later is absolutely insane. And I was actually telling another Xbox fan just last week how amazing this is for Microsoft to do. Instead of abandoning old hardware and making everything obsolete, forcing players to go to the absolute latest console, Microsoft has done an amazing job keeping last gen consoles still relevant. And let's be honest, who wouldn't want to play on this amazingly beautiful machine? And of course, this all feeds into Microsoft getting their Xboxes everywhere. If they can keep last generation's consoles still relevant, they're going to maintain players without people feeling the need that they just have to buy the latest hardware. And speaking of the latest hardware, if you are an Xbox insider, Microsoft is now doing beta tests for a massive amount of external storage. And if you're one of these people that has a massive storage drive attached to your Xbox, you can currently go all the way up to 16 terabytes of space off of a single drive. Well, with this update, it'll let you take it all the way to a 24 terabyte, yes, I'm saying terabyte, single hard disk that can be formatted into multiple partitions and use the entire space. Of course, the console can actually read more than 16 terabytes, but if you've been using one already, you do have to reformat your new drive to take advantage of this entire space, which means of course you will lose your stuff. When I first read this, I was really excited, like, whoa, look at all this space that we can have for download backups so that you don't have to completely use your internet connection up to reinstall things. And this really made me ask the burning question that everybody is asking, and the answer is no, you still can't play current generation games directly off an external drive. I'm not going to go into that entire debate again. This feels almost like a letdown to say, hey, you have 24 terabytes of space to store all of your downloads, all of the apps, everything you could ever need, except for you still can't run current gen games off of it. Now, that's not to say that this is a total loss, because it's not. With 24 terabytes, you could download almost the entire Game Pass, over 500 games, straight to this backup drive, and you just kind of always have them there available and ready to go. Of course, I do question, do we actually need 24 terabytes worth of information connected to our Xboxes at all time? That'll be a question for you to decide. And while we're thinking of these massive storage upgrades, we were actually able to just see some gameplay footage from the Xbox Developer Direct. And this really takes Doom back to where the Dark Ages. There are some things about this game that I like. I do like how you have a shield, and it is very much in that Doom style. It almost kind of makes sense to put Doom into this type of realm. And I know a lot of people have complained about this, or at least I've heard a lot of complaints of like, this totally ruins Doom. Doom. But when you think about the origins of Doom, you're actually fighting against demons and like other mythological creatures. So to put it back into that original setting where you have like dragons and castles and other like mythological creatures, I could definitely see this working for Doom. It's going to be full of high action. It's of course released by Bethesda. It's going to be a very large install, and the graphics, of course, to use a pun, look killer. I will put a link down in the description if you want to watch the entire thing to really get a feel for this new Doom game. Do I think this is going to completely remake Doom and just make it an amazing game that we haven't seen before? No, not really. I think it's going to be Doom with a different skin, Doom with a different kind of feel overall to it. And the real question is, will it do Doom the game justice? Of course, Doom has been out for a very long time, and the ultimate question is, what can they possibly get to run this version of Doom that it shouldn't be running on? And speaking of things being where they shouldn't be, Stack Social is offering a discount on your Game Pass subscriptions. So whether it be Ultimate at 1 month or 3 month, they've got them for 35% off and 28% off respectively. So I actually came across this while I was doing some research for some other videos, and it really made me think, is 35% off and 28% off actually as good a deal as we actually think? And since I've done videos about Game Pass at a discount, it really made me think how many people go for this as like a discount without even thinking about other things that may be out there. I'll put a link in the description for the video where I talk all about Aniba, but in general it seems like this is just cheaper overall. And I've used Aniba more than once. They're very reliable. Just because we see things like this on Stack Social that are highlighted, I would say look around and see what other options are out there. Just because one is highlighted doesn't necessarily mean it's the best deal. And with any of these deals, you can stack these code cards. However, I always keep my bank card as a backup just in case I get way too busy in my life. And last but certainly not least, for our game recommendation today, you gotta wait. Expedition 33. I am so hyped for this game. I am so excited for it. This was displayed at an Xbox showcase, and I really love the premise for this game. There is some sort of tower that is continually destroying the world, and every single year a new expedition is sent to try and stop it. Well, of course, where the title comes in is this is Expedition number 33. It has really cool RPG elements to it. It completely reminds me of a very classic Final Fantasy. The gameplay seems really in-depth. The monsters all feel unique. They have great voice actors. It is very clear that they put a lot of thought and a lot of time into this game. Now, unfortunately, Expedition 33 will not be available until April. You can watch all the trailers and read more in depth about the game right here. April 24th is when we can expect to start playing this game. And if you're somebody who's a fan of these like classic RPGs, very much of saving the world with giant monsters to battle, then this is going to be an amazing RPG for you. Like I said, I am super excited about this one and can definitely not wait to install and play this one. And that's all the news that we got for today. Thank you guys for taking the time to watch this video. We will see you next time right here in the Xbox basement.